And we're live with the Just a Sky Show. We made it. We finally made it. Holy crap.
Are we live?
Today's guest is Ryan Bembridge, returning celebrity. And we are reviewing...
We are live? Okay. I've been looking into consulates and embassies, you know.
We're looking into Canadian embassies.
Just in case, you know, I might need to use some of their services as a British citizen living in Toronto.
And we discovered that you can give reviews to them.
Yeah, because go on Google reviews like anything else. It's interesting to see how they rank. So the British consulate, is it consulate?
Constipated?
Yeah, however you pronounce the word. So the one in Toronto appears to have a very mixed reception. So I hope I don't need to use their services. So
Do tell.
just tried to speak to a fellow Brit about my expired passport. Very nice building, and have to say it was very welcoming to see the same crown sign on the doors that's on my passport. Made me feel at home. I get that. That's where it finished. You are unable to open the door as they lock them and have you pick up a phone outside the office itself. A Canadian lady was very blunt and dismissive and just told me to look at the UK website and put the phone down. I wouldn't waste your time coming here, as there is no point to the building apart, of course, to show face they have a fancy building in capital letters. Very disappointed that this represents my homeland. Right. Okay. So we'll look.
So 1 star review, I presume.
Yeah, that was 1 star. There are some 5 stars. I'm going to do a 5 star. They were great at the consulate. Everyone was very helpful, and I was asked a number of times if I was being attended to. Fine. But, you know, the really critical ones are definitely the funny ones. Okay, Paul Gretsch says, get ready to hit a steel wall. Doors always close, and when you call them, you get a machine that eventually hangs up on you. This is disgraceful. And Carlos White says, no one at the front door, no one answers the phone. They don't seem to care at all about helping UK citizens at the Toronto office. There's also some of the reviews, they appear to charge for emails. I don't know how that works, but Michaela Zafina says it charges like $3 to email them, and their website sucks. Doesn't sound very, very British, though.
How did that work?
Horrible. No humans work at this location, apparently. And this is the most damning of all. It is the worst consulate ever. Full stop.
We got a comparison between, and this is the unbiased.
Yeah, this is the British Consulate General, average 2.5 stars, located in Toronto, Ontario. It's disappointing. I mean, I did search for embassies, and I found most of the other embassies, you know, appear to be quite nice. You know, they're rated a lot higher than our one.
If you have to choose your...
the US Embassy in Toronto, for example, is a 3.4 star.
Oh.
It's
what's the British one?
2.5. And most of the 5-star reviews appear to be old reviews. It makes me wonder if the people at the consulate themselves are just pumping it up with their own reviews.
Oh. In case
that can happen.
More popularity.
Yeah.
In order to take
so the top 3 American ones, always great when done by professionals. It's a bit of a contrast to the Britain one. Had to obtain an emergency passport for my child, and they were incredibly quick and accommodating despite being in the midst of a pandemic. All right.
These amateur embassy people, eh? Need the pros to show them how it's done.
Okay, found a negative one. It depends on who you get to interview you. The person that interviewed my wife was the worst. Condescending and rude. Didn't even bother to ask questions or documentation that we came prepared for. Just throw her passport in the slot and asked us to leave because it was denied. He held my passport and now I have to return to pick it up. I never ever experienced anybody like this before. Power hungry. What worse, we can't even complain his service or how he treated us. He asked one question 4 times as if he was mocking us. Sad. I guess we spend our vacation money elsewhere.
Ooh, that's pretty damning.
I don't vacation money. What?
Yeah, wait,
I mean, were they paying to go to get a visa to America? I don't really understand.
This was just part of the trip.
Yeah, most of them anyway. Most of them seem quite positive, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, they've clearly got a better embassy than ours. Our one just seems to be closed all the time.
Wait, so they went.
In fact, one of the top ones even says, "Would be nice if they stated closed due to COVID-19 and not open under Google search." So that's in contrast to the US one being open. All right, so let's have a look at some others. I think they're interesting things, embassies and consulates, aren't they? A little piece of land.
I've never used
belongs to Britain and over here.
And when I went to
ideally,
Ottawa,
it should be comforting.
They were quite fancy buildings that they had.
Yeah, they usually are. They're usually really nice. Oh. So, yeah, the Canadian embassy in London is a beautiful building on Trafalgar Square, which is a really iconic place in central London. It's adorned with Canadian flags, and that's got a solid 3.7 star.
That one's well rated. That's well reviewed.
Yeah. Okay. What do you want? Do you want a positive one? Do you want a negative one?
It seems like the better ones are the negative ones, though.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's misleading if you just go negative.
All right, well, we'll start with one good one, and then we'll dive in. We'll make
5 star.
Unbiased. Yes,
5 star. This is my place of work. And he's got a picture from the consulate to prove it, or is it embassy?
I think that one sounds biased.
Yes.
5 star. I work here. What?
Okay, right. Let's find another fun one.
A 5 star.
All right, here's a negative one for you. The absolute worst embassy. Well, they can't all be the worst. Call for an urgent request as we are 2 hours outside of London. Get a voice message and then hung up on. I'm told by voice message to go into embassy between the hours of 8:30 and 12:30. Head in and are told we need an appointment. Yet, nowhere was this previously mentioned. Okay, well, that just sounds depressing.
Yeah, that one sounds legitimate.
Discussed service. Ruined my family holiday and lost money. Don't be fooled by their services. Wish I could give them negative stars. Very poor service. Nice. It's got 8 thumbs up, that one.
8 thumbs up.
Yeah.
People like.
Let's have another positive one. 5 stars. Antonio F.S. Miranda says, always great, Canada. There you go.
I guess that, yeah, I mean, that one's pretty straightforward. I thought embassy was meant to be you just, if you lost your passport, you go there and they'll help you with documentation and everything. I thought that was the main purpose of it.
I think so, yeah. I don't really know. Hang on.
What other services are they offering? Because it sounds like they didn't like their services. What else is this?
I mean, shall I Google difference between embassy and consulate? Because I don't really know.
Embassy and consulate. I think you're going to find out it's just some technical thing. Maybe one of them is...
I want a short answer to this question. Let's go on Reddit.
Oh, that's definitely going to be unbiased. Reddit.
Oh, actually, hardly anyone's bothered answering this question. An embassy is designed for bilateral negotiations between states. They are always in the capital. Consulates are for managing the business of bilateral work, visas, and other paperwork. They tend to be in major cities and often multiple per country. So I think consulate is where you go if you lose your passport in a foreign country.
So the embassy not that?
Yeah, I don't know. Is embassy more about like intra-government relations?
Oh, geez.
I'm not sure.
I've been misunderstanding this thing the whole time.
Well, yeah, maybe I should read another source.
This podcast is now educational.
Well, I mean, we're figuring it out as we go, so... They serve the same purpose, but are slightly different regarding capacity. An embassy can be defined as a diplomatic mission established in the capital of a foreign country with the sole purpose of acting as the representative of the home country.
Oh.
A consulate, on the other hand, is a smaller diplomatic mission that is usually located outside the capitals of the receiving state.
Whoa, the second one was which one?
Consulate.
The second was consulate. So it looks like you could have a bunch of consulates.
Yeah, consulate's like little service.
It's not like you can have those.
Feels like embassies are the main.
Yeah.
The main ones.
The embassy's the one you have in the capital.
Embassies are probably there for big issues, I'd imagine.
Yeah. That's maybe you send the ambassador. If you go to that place, he stays there maybe.
They seem similar. They seem very, very similar.
So I guess you could have a bunch of consulates.
Yeah, you can have a bunch of
country.
Anyway, this is the embassy, the British embassy. Let's see what how this one stacks up. Right, 2.7 stars. So I mean, it's a bit above the consulate. But again, Britain is very much struggling in its services. Caroline Rodriguez says, all my visits to the British High Commission in Ottawa have been useless and a waste of time. They are quite unhelpful and just direct you to different websites when you ask questions. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like British people.
Apparently you really don't want to help people.
Yeah. Well,
you're like, no.
Yeah, it feels awfully familiar, I have to say. Bob Byron just says, cannot talk to anyone. Really?
No.
Really?
I mean, based on what I'm hearing here, it sounds like there's no one actually working.
Yeah, like these just empty buildings. Anyway, if you look at Toronto embassies, most of them are, let's have a look. US is rated 3.4 star. Australian is 4.9.
Oh, that's
Australia's embassy is obviously incredible. Or consulate, rather, consulate. Portuguese embassy, 2.3 star. Yeah, it sounds like everything's happening in there. Absolutely popping. In fact, all right, I'm curious now. I'm going to read what it says. Looks like some big buildings.
Yeah.
Really tall. Very happy with the service provided. Everyone was very friendly and quickly got my passport for me and for my son. Thank you very much for excellent service. God bless Australia. I love you. Oh. Well, that just warms the heart, doesn't it? Really?
That's a little sunshine in your.
So yeah, most of them are good. Most Netherlands is 4.4. I can believe that. I think they treat their citizens very well over there.
Yeah, but it's not over there. It's over here.
No, but I mean, as a country, I mean, they take, they probably take a bit of the same attitude they have in the mother country, I'd imagine, right? In this, the country that's being represented.
Are there any reviews for the North Korean one?
Yeah, I'll get to that.
I would like to see
I've got a new one for you. Consulate of Switzerland in Toronto, rated 1 star. Warning. This location does not exist anymore, apparently for 4 years. For whatever reason, this has not been updated, and people show up all the time looking for the Swiss consulate. It's now an MTL. What's MTL?
MTL?
MTL. It must be in Canada.
MTL?
Yeah, capital MTL.
Montreal? No?
Yeah, it could be Montreal.
Yeah.
Right. So reiterating what others have said, do not go here nor contact them for a Swiss visa. I was duped by this 3 years ago when I needed a long stay visa for my study exchange. You have to go to the Montreal location. So how is this still online? These reviews are 2 years old.
People are still going there, apparently.
Okay. Well,
it's quite a small country.
It's very damning.
There's not too many people there.
Yeah, anyway, so I thought it was interesting. This is something I've looked at out of curiosity myself. Is there's actually a North Korean embassy in London, and the embassy is just like a family house that they've bought in a suburb. Like it just looks like a regular house.
The dude, he's just chilling.
Yeah, hang on, let's have a look at it. It's just bringing it up on a map because I'd lived in London previously, so I know London.
It's a cute little cottage.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. Yeah, it looks like a family could live in there.
Guy's just cooking his chicken
with
his family.
Okay, so
no one's been there in 50 years.
It appears to be in South Acton / Ealing. Yeah, so it's not actually in a kind of anywhere near central London. It's very much off the beaten track to get to the north. I mean, what is the point of it? I mean, are there any North Koreans actually in London?
Well, at some point you want to.
I mean, any North Korean that gets out of North Korea isn't going to go back, are they? They're going to South Korea.
You gotta have someone for the government official who comes from North Korea, right? They need a place to stay.
So yeah, the house is nice looking house. Imagine being neighbours to that house, Christ.
That would be quite interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, neighbours from hell, mate. I think I've got bad neighbours. My neighbours are the North Korean government. All right.
But they're lovely blokes. They just cook and stay quietly on their own.
Okay, so reviews. Reviews, 3.5 star. Simply the best...
Wait, there's a review?
Yeah, a review of the North Korean embassy.
Oh my
Simply
goodness.
the best place I've ever visited. And I've travelled to numerous places across multiple countries. This must be a North Korean official who's written this. I learnt about the glorious leader who is able to answer any question you ask, including the meaning of life. It's a piss take.
Oh my.
And guys, the answer isn't 42. An experience that has truly changed and enriched my life. 5 star.
5 star.
One guy's put don't care, 2 star, and it's got a picture of their leader. What's his name? Kim Jong-un.
I don't know who it is now. I don't know who it is now.
Yeah, Kim Jong-un.
It's still okay.
Yeah. You know, the sort of chubby guy.
So one of them sounds propaganda, and the other one said don't.
No, the first one was clearly a joke. People here were lovely, extremely kind and friendly. Such an excellent place to hop on down to in Ealing. Lovely place. Yeah, so Ealing is a suburb kind of thing of London. You know, it's its own. It's kind of nice. It's not where you expect there to be an embassy.
It sounds like all of these are just people making a mockery.
5 star. Can I get Kim Jong-un's signature? Okay.
Oh my goodness. North Korea.
That's really good. 5 star. Went there today for a haircut.
What?
Now I look much younger. You know, or Jonga. I don't know. Spelt like King Jong. You know. It's quite witty. Better than Disneyland. 5 star. 5 star. We love democracy. Ooh, a bit dark. Best place ever. Love King Jong-un. He renewed my passport. I love this country. Best Labour camps ever. Ooh. Yeah, a bit much.
Some of these are just.
The worst service I've ever seen. South Korea's embassy is better. Kim is so rude. The toilet wouldn't flush. I think with that we'll end our peek into the North Korean embassy in London.
That one seems to have hit a dead. Where did you even go to find this? You just typed in what?
North Korean embassy, London.
No, but when you were finding the British one, you just typed in
put
British embassy.
British embassy, Toronto, but there isn't one. The embassy is in Ottawa, and the consulate is in Toronto. But if you put British Embassy Toronto or British Consulate Toronto, you'll find it.
I'll find U.S. Embassy review.
But yeah, it sounds bloody awful. I bloody hope I don't need it. Some of the embassies sound like they almost make you feel at home. You know, they sound like homely places where you can go if you're feeling nostalgic about your own country. You know. You don't even need to be going there for a purpose. I mean, you just, yeah. You're looking at reviews?
Yeah, I'm trying to find I'm looking at the U.S. embassy reviews at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're pretty positive. It sounds like the U.S. embassy's pretty good.
Yes. I don't know what this one's about. Someone reviewing the U.S. embassy, it says, I love the place, I love the marijuana. I'm not sure about that one, but right.
You know, it's not in the embassy.
Well, that's
I mean, you can smoke marijuana in California and some states, right?
This is the embassy in Ottawa. This is the review. They said, I love the place, I love the marijuana. Maybe they're saying Canada was good, but then I'm not sure why they put that there. Right. The marijuana's great at the embassy, man.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, you can barely even see when you get in there. It's just it's just like a fog.
Well, I like the idea. They come from the U.S. They come here. They're like, oh, now we can start rolling some blunts here. Just completely smoked.
It's the wrong country for that.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
As soon as they hop off the plane to get high.
It would make more sense if it was a Canadian embassy in a foreign country. So, somewhere where weed smoking is really frowned upon.
This review says, easily the ugliest building in Ottawa. Apparently it doesn't like the building. Oh, this one's a dumb one. I think this one's making a mockery of it. It says, worst Denny's I've ever been to. Pancakes were cold. Iced tea was not carbonated. And Cheryl the waitress, I hope you read this, Cheryl. Deodorant is not an option. Look me up on SoundCloud. Okay, yeah, that one's gotta be a joke. I don't think that one can be serious. There seems to be a lot of them. They really don't like the building. Very ugly. Eyesore in the city.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe have you got anything else to add on embassies?
Yeah, I'm still looking them out. I'm trying to find the US one, seeing if there's anything there.
Consulate General of Jamaica. No, it looks like a nice little trim building. Tammy Brown. You would think that being in Canada, poor customer service would be obsolete in Jamaican-run organisation. Not with this one. With changes due to COVID-19, customer services has severely depleted. After sending several emails to query a matter, no feedback has been received. Don't even try calling their telephone lines, as that's even worse. They need to do better or find a person who can. So kind of vague. All right.
I wonder what else they have reviews for that you wouldn't think have reviews.
I mean, there's lots of like Guantanamo Bay, that sort of thing.
Actually, yeah. Does that have something?
I think lots of things are reviewed.
Does that have it? I want to see that. Guantanamo Bay reviews. Oh my. TripAdvisor. Okay. I don't think that's quite what we meant, but. Guantanamo Bay Google reviews. We might be opening a whole can of problems here.
No, I can't see any Google reviews. I feel like
I can't see any reviews.
No, I feel like there have been in the past, but
Guantanamo Bay reviews. I'm not seeing it.
I don't know.
Guantanamo. We heat a Guantanamo. Ooh. You know that song?
No.
Guantanamo. We heat a Guantanamo. No? You haven't been to Mexico, apparently.
No, I haven't.
You've been missing out.
Have you?
Yeah, I've been to Mexico. I've been twice. I went last year for Christmas.
Whereabouts?
Once I went to Puerto Vallarta, and I was only staying in the hotel resort, so I stayed in like the nice parts. I didn't really venture into the other parts. So from what I saw all the nice sections, and everywhere you went was unlimited food and unlimited drinks.
Why unlimited?
Well, what do you mean? You went to an all-inclusive resort, right?
Oh, you're in a cool. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were in the nice place. So you had a bracelet, and as long as you had this bracelet on, they treated you good.
I thought parts of Mexico are just very nice.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of have to know where to go, though, right?
I don't know.
You're in the right place, and you're in the tourist area. Everything's kept a little bit safer and cleaner.
It's a big country, right?
Oh, it's huge.
Mexico City is.
Oh, it's monstrous. Yeah.
Yeah.
A massive place. A lot of people there.
Yeah.
It's, the thing that stuck out for me though is every night there would be a show, and in the show, they would try to do some kind of thing for the tourists. So it was always like an American some sort of show. Like there was Michael Jackson, or there was like Grease, like the musical. But they were all done by people who didn't quite understand the American culture. So it was all like slightly wrong.
Right.
Like every show was a little bit off slightly. I don't know, how can I describe it? Like they'd have Michael Jackson dancing, and the dancing is amazing. But then they'd play the music, and he'd sing, but the accent was like completely different than what you expect Michael Jackson to be, right? But the dancing's really good because you can nail the dancing really good.
Yeah.
But trying to
I mean, it's like a Japanese tribute band, the Beatles.
Exactly.
It's kind of Beatles, but it's kind of hilarious. Yeah.
It's hilarious because it's wrong, but they can see they're really trying.
But yeah, they clearly really love the source material.
Yeah, they really like it.
Yeah.
No, it was fun. It was enjoyable. And then they kept trying to sell you music. And they're like, this is the Pitbull. This is Lady Gaga. And then you listen to it, and it's like a Mexican guy singing the song. Lady Gaga.
Oh, weird.
Or singing like Celine Dion. So, I mean, it's the song. I think they just took away the vocal and got some other guy to sing it.
Right.
And it was like, hey, you can get the CD.
Mm-hmm.
I think I still have those.
We should stick them on.
Well, they're not exactly good, though. But they were enjoyable.
Maybe you should do a remix of it.
You know? Remix of the remix.
Well, yeah, man. It'll be some underground shit, you know?
Turns into a cult.
No, I mean, you could sample it. You might be able to do something.
Yeah.
Sampling it.
No, I recommend
Because it would be I'd imagine it would be unusual and distinctive.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that kind of thing could be good in dance music.
Well, I was listening to a song, I think it's called Friday Night Party or something.
Okay.
And apparently it's just this bloke who was mediocre, and he kind of made a song that wasn't particularly great. And then some guy who's called Medion, and he's one of my favorite musicians, he thought, I'm going to remix it. Maybe it's for a contest or something. And he turned it into this banger of a song. It just sounds like really extraordinary. And then you look at the source material and you realize, you realize how good the guy was. He turned this complete nonsense into a quality pop.
But that can happen. I mean, obviously, you know, Kanye's done some cool stuff with sampling, but also, if you're talking about, you've seen, do you know Kids See Ghosts? Like his, was it Kid Cudi? What is it? I don't know.
Kid Cudi, I know that one.
Yeah, no, you know, the rapper.
Yeah, Kid Cudi is a big one.
Yeah, so him and Kanye have an album they wrote together, Kids See Ghosts.
Oh, okay.
And one of the songs samples like a Kurt Cobain offcut, basically. That sounds just not great on its own, but they made it into something that was brilliant.
Extraordinary.
Yeah, and and now if you hear the original kind of
like, ooh.
riff, you just ready for it to crack into this like Kids See Ghosts jam. Yeah.
Well,
it's awesome.
It is amazing what you can do with a sample if you know how to remix it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can change everything.
You can just build from almost anything musically, I think.
The only problem is you've run into a lot of copyright issues unless you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of that.
Well, one of the things is if you try to post it on YouTube, there's some kind of algorithm that kicks in, and essentially your video you can't monetize it because any of the money that comes from the video will go to whoever registered it properly. So like some kind of algorithm will pick up the song vocal and say, this isn't your song, this is someone else's song. So you might get millions of views, but you won't get any of the money out of it. It'll get sent to some other dude. Now I ran into that.
Is that just a YouTube issue?
Well, like it makes sense to a certain extent because they did take the vocal.
No, I mean, is it a YouTube issue or is it an issue on Spotify or? This
is the only thing I've found on YouTube. I haven't seen this issue elsewhere.
But yeah, anyway, the Kurt Cobain song I think is called Cudi Montage. Yeah.
Cudi Montage.
I guess I shouldn't play it because I'll mess up. Well, for the reasons we're discussing.
That's an issue I've ran into too when I use vocals. Sometimes the vocals get taken away because someone else. Because sometimes I buy the right to use vocals.
I guess that's why. So Chester here, he invites singers to send him vocals.
Yeah,
which he builds songs around. Sometimes he writes the song first and then allows them to send something to him. Which I think I plan to do some singing on some of his stuff or some white boy rapping. We'll see how I feel. He says white boys can't rap. It's what the world needs, more posh middle class rappers.
Actually, there's a video of that. Have you seen that white posh rapper? Have you seen it? It's quite.
I have not. No.
Oh, it's quite good. I'll show you that later. It's very entertaining because they're rapping about drinking tea. It's really great.
Well, I mean, nerdcore rap. I mean, do you know about that? That's kind of a group of nerds rapping about video games mainly. Yeah. I went to see one of them perform live called MC Lars.
Wait, what's it called again? Him? He's
called MC Lars.
MC Lars, all right.
And it's all just kind of, some of it's about Shakespeare and stuff.
Oh my.
It's really cheesy, but occasionally really good, but like sometimes it's a bit cheesy. Yeah. Nice guy. He's an American.
Well, it's kind of like what Weird Al tried to do, right?
Is it?
No?
I don't think so.
No?
This is very much rapping, and it's unashamedly white boys rapping. Except from there's a guy called Mega Ran, who he's a black dude. He's amazing, actually. He's really good. And they all do this kind of rap about video games and stuff. Like one of their gigs, I think Mega Ran was doing this rap and also challenging the audience at Mario Kart at the same time.
What do you mean by
my friend beat him, but my friend is very, very good at Mario Kart.
So he's rapping while playing the game?
Yeah.
On stage?
Yeah.
Ooh, my.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Actually, that's probably pretty hard to do.
Yeah.
Rap and play Mario Kart?
Yeah, my friend, I can't beat my friend even, when I'm not rapping, so he's pretty good.
Rapping while playing video games is new competition.
Yeah, so, there is that whole subgenre. Mostly it's not amazing. Occasionally it's very good fun. Nerdcore rap. I don't really try and sell it to anyone. I find it a bit of a giggle, but...
Well, freestyle rapping is pretty hard to do.
Well, it's not freestyle. I think they're planned.
Oh, okay.
They write raps. That's kind of it.
Oh, I see. They're just rapping in an already existing thing. Okay,
I mean, freestyle rapping is a thing.
Yeah.
I know a guy. I also know of a person who can do that. Like, he's a comedian called Chris Turner.
Ooh.
He's about my age, maybe about sort of 29, 30. Mm-hmm. He looks about 12. He's got a strange face kind of thing.
He's got my
childlike face.
Just never know the age.
Yeah, he's he can come up with raps on the fly.
Damn.
That rhyme.
And
it's really good.
Oh yeah.
it's
swing him
very...
to me. What are you waiting for? Send him my way.
He's he's a British guy based in America, but I saw him perform in London, and then later at the Edinburgh Fringe, and
he's like, just give me a subject.
Yeah, his like the rapping. Some of his like other comedy material isn't fantastic, but his rapping based stuff is really good.
So what? He'll just say, "Give me a subject," and then he'll just rap about it.
Yeah, he encourages audiences to give him the most random things.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And it's he really does it.
Yeah.
He comes up with it in real time, and it flows. It flows.
Ooh.
It's usually really funny.
Oh, it's funny and it flows.
Yeah, it's usually really really, yeah.
He's 3 for 3. Jeez.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, you should you should give him a Google. It's definitely worth a look, because it's, at the beginning you think this is going to be absolutely crap. This white guy and this weird looking dude, but he's clearly so talented,
Sounds a little bit like Reggie Watts. You know that guy?
Well, it's, Reggie Watts is kind of, he looks the part, doesn't he, though? It's different. Reggie Watts is great. Reggie Watts is so weird.
Yeah, he's completely bizarre.
I like that. Yeah, it makes you wonder how he made it, but it's kind of, somehow he's doing exactly his own thing and totally killing it. And
Well, I've
that's
been
awesome.
following him for a long time. You could see in the beginning, no one was following him, but he's still doing this thing.
Yeah, he's very true to himself, I think, and he's definitely defined his own surrealist style.
Well, the
and
other thing is that
somehow
no
managed
one
to
was
sell
doing
it.
his thing.
Yeah.
It was only him, right?
Yeah, he's quite an inspiring guy in a way, you know.
Yeah.
Does it his own way.
I mean, it must have been a little bit disorienting, even for him, to be doing this day in and day out for a long time before he had success. Can you imagine doing
It's like nearly everyone is, it's a real hard pole to climb.
Yeah, but his especially, because it's people just stare at him weird in the beginning before he got traction, right?
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of being a comedian. You can't be afraid for people not to like your work. It's just inevitable that your taste and what's the same as everyone else's. If you try and make it suitable for everyone, it becomes something empty,
Also,
devoid of anything meaningful.
Also, he has this nice, cool little toy, right? Which is kind of interesting to see just what he'll do with it. Even if it
You
doesn't
mean
work.
he's pressing his buttons and all the rest of it.
Yeah, I mean, that thing was intriguing as well. Like, not too many people were playing with those things, too.
Yeah. Like he loops his vocals and all that stuff.
The loopy
and
thing was cool.
Yeah, it's cool. I'd quite like to do that because, I mean, I feel like...
Maybe you need a thing like that. You need a toy. It doesn't have to be local, but...
I wouldn't mind having a looper. Yeah, eventually, like a loop pedal. I think I could use that. Could do some weird stuff on stage. So I write a bit of comedy and I do a bit of music on stage. Although I've never really done stuff amped up, but yeah.
Maybe you should play around with like...
You might be able to get some weird, funky stuff going on.
Maybe you could play around with like some of the things, like audio things, and then you can do like a Bo Burnham kind of, that guy, right?
Yeah.
With auto-tune stuff on stage and things.
I mean,
even the jokes, if they're not there in the beginning, just playing with the toys is kind of interesting on its own for the audience.
It's fun. I mean, that sort of stuff you build up to over the number of years, though. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to go and spunk all of your money on just like 100 different musical toys.
I can show you to do that. That's not expensive.
Okay.
No, that's not too bad.
But,
just
a loop pedal would be great. I do have a reverb pedal, which is nice. It makes everything really spacey.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
It makes everything just sound kind of epic.
I know. I think a lot of my favorite comedians usually have some kind of thing that made them visually different in some way.
Visually?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, they had something that was definitely their thing.
You mean what you're saying is they're not straight stand-ups? What they engage with multimedia.
Okay, there's like a guy who does like PowerPoint presentations, but the way he does them is funny.
Yeah,
like that's cool.
Yeah, I've seen a few,
and it seems to be like a way to go viral a lot if you do it right.
Yeah, there's a what's her name? Damn it, I'm blanking on her name. There's quite an attractive Australian comedian in England.
Indian Australian?
No.
Oh, never mind.
And yeah, she does stuff with sort of clipboards, like a kind of, she flicks through a kind of book. Hang on, I'm going to find it. This is bugging me now. But yeah, she does stuff that's gone viral, I think, using sort of all this kind of homemade visual material. Hang on, I'm going to...
Well, there was that fella who responds to spam mail. Remember that? Remember him?
Yeah, I do remember him. Yeah, he was good.
But he wasn't just spam, but he did like a bunch of different kind of bits where some were spam and then some were like interacting with other things. And they were quite creative. And he seemed to do very well for himself out of it. I think he does. He has a Netflix special now. I remember that.
What's his name?
I have no idea. Just look up responding to spam. You'll come across him. Yeah, but for those who don't know, he was essentially he gets spam in his email account, and then he thought, let's play with them. Let's respond, and let's see where this conversation goes. And it leads in this hilarious direction because he's just trolling them.
All right, so the woman I was thinking of is called Beck Hill.
Beck Hill.
Yeah, Becchill. And yeah, she does lots of visual stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty damn cool. Yeah. So it's like, I'll show you a picture. So it's like bits of paper. She flicks through that book and she kind of pulls little tags and it makes them sort of animate. And
that's interesting.
yeah, and it's very good. And she's actually like a lovely person as well. So yeah, she's definitely a cool one. And she's been on the BBC and stuff. I think one you're thinking of in terms of the spam.
Yeah, just looking up responding to spam and you find it. There's only like one or two of these. I mean, now there's copy.
James
Veitch or something.
Is it James? It's spelled Veitch.
Veitch. I don't know.
Veitch. I don't know.
Sounds Swedish.
I think that's the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely the guy. Definitely. Yeah, he's killing now. Actually, I have seen a few copycats. So there was a guy. Apparently, there's a YouTube channel where all the guy does is he tries to troll spammers. That's it. And he's got millions and millions of views. You can just see him for hours of live feed of him just pretending to go to Walmart and pretending to buy gift cards and pretending to roll serial numbers.
Yeah, you go down very many a dark alley on YouTube, don't you? And you find these weird spaces. Like I stumbled onto this part of YouTube that was they'd call a customer service line. So they'd only use like samples from celebrities. They had one that was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Wait, what?
And it was like, call and he'd be like, "See, I'm going to ask you a question," sort of thing. And then he'd go, "Do it now!"
What?
Stop! Come on. Yeah, and they just try and answer whatever the other person was saying with like a sample, a suitable sample.
So they would like record movie video footage and then use that as a response?
Yeah, I don't know how they did it, but they had all of these Arnold Schwarzenegger samples clearly like there, ready to play. And it just responds. Okay, and then one of the Arnold ones, I remember the line was, "Stop whining!" Like if anyone just sort of got a bit angry, she's like, "Stop whining!"
It's probably quite easy to do to set something up like that.
Yeah. There's a part of YouTube where there's loads of them. And they're quite addictive. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. There's so many good ones.
Right, so I guess, should we end this podcast now?
Yeah,
or
right, sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much more I have to say.